Blackwell, three, hard! Three, and it's a rebound by Carrington in the corner.
I think we got them all. My buddy Kevin Harlan could not believe what he was seeing. Tom, the Badgers hit 8 straight bombs, but for the game, they shot 50%. Michigan shot 47%, and the Wolverines actually shot really well at the line, outshot Wisconsin 92-78 there. But could you believe what you saw from long range?
No, because from long range beyond the arc, Wisconsin was 250th coming into this game.
Yeah.
Think about that for a second. And yet they hit 15 threes. I mean, the two guards, John Blackwell from West Bloomfield was really, really good. Nick Boyd, another good. But what killed Michigan was hitting the bigs, hitting the threes, drawing Michigan's front line out. And then Blackwell starting to, he's going downhill off the dribble, as is Nick Boyd. And it got discombobulated. I mean, Michigan had 34-20 lead, a couple bad turnovers, and they got not very good play from players 7, 8, and 9 into the depth. I'm not picking on LJ Case and Ray McKinney and Will Tedder, but they just didn't deliver, so it was a thinner roster than normal.
Rico, when did you think that we might be seeing something special, not just an interesting long-range shooting display?
I think when all of a sudden Wisconsin didn't go away in the second half, when it got to under 4 minutes, and I just expected Michigan to hit one of those runs, and the next thing you know, you blink and Michigan's up by 20, and they couldn't capture the lead. Michigan would tie it, Wisconsin would score a basket, they would hit a free throw, they would do all the little things, and I'm like, I just don't think this is going to be Michigan's day.
Tom, what did you make of Dusty May's post-game and his comment here that, maybe it's a good thing, get away for a while, and when a team is unbeaten, sometimes you can get a load lifted off their shoulders.
Yeah, Dusty hasn't been happy with the last 4 games in terms of sustained intensity to what their expectations are. And there was a flurry where they played really well, but that should have been happening the whole game. And so I think he wants to get this team out of town. Yeah, it was a great crowd. I mean, there's a lot of high expectations. Probably a good thing. Get that, get a couple road wins, and then you got that big three-game home set. I mean, you got Indiana, you got Ohio State, and Nebraska before you go up the road to East Lansing. So these 2 road games are really important coming up.
Against 2 weaker teams.
Yes. Often putrid Penn State lost to Michigan State by 4 and lost to Michigan by 2 in the mausoleum that is the Bryce Jordan Center. Tom, did you think the Wolverines had survived that scare and would be fine coming back home?
That's a great question, because that's all right. Okay, they got their scare, but I think what happens with this team, and Elliot Cadeau talked about, they had talked about going undefeated. So they I think we got our scare, and they had 2 bad practices. They had 3 practices post Penn State game. 2 of them were bad. 1 was okay. So no, it wasn't the wake-up call. Maybe this will be the wake-up.
Yeah. Rico, will U of M be 19-1 when it rolls into Breslin Center on January 30th, Tom Izzo's 71st birthday?
No, I don't think so, Jack, and that's not a slam against Michigan. As we talked before the show, I think that your best Big Ten team is going to lose 4 to 5 games this year, and between the Indiana, Ohio State, and Nebraska game, I think that they will drop one of those games.
Yeah. Tom, you saw USC lose by 30 in Ann Arbor, and Rico, Monday, Michigan State won by 29. Was that win over the Trojans, Rico, Michigan State's best game this season?
Wow. No, I'm still going to say the win over Kentucky. That was their best game this year because that was bright lights. That was away from the Breslin Center, and they still got the job done.
Tom, if the USC win was MSU's best, or one of them, was the game against Northwestern about as bad as Michigan State has played?
Yeah, but I mean, Izzo gets the technical, right? And then they go on the run, which is sometimes can be the secret sauce. They always have one of these games at home and they
Right.
dodged the bullet. I wasn't really surprised about that.
Yeah.
And look what they did then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Moving, you got to have one of those games. You know, even at home, and I think they'll be all right moving forward. I think they're going to get Indiana pretty good this week. What is it? Tuesday night.
Indiana blew a 16-point lead yesterday at home against Nebraska. Rico,
Yeah.
what were you thinking when Northwestern took a 7-point lead at halftime and then regained a 7-point lead after the Izzo technical?
I was thinking that Chris Collins really knows what he's doing when it comes to the Breslin Center. He's one of those few coaches that has multiple victories.
Yeah.
And I thought that this was going to be a game where they're going to get this thing and they're going to win it. But as Tom said, Izzo got the tech, and that kind of fired up the team, and they did just enough to win that game. Don't let that score deceive you. That game was a lot closer than that.
Tom, how many losses will the Spartans have when they meet the Wolverines? A 2-loss team right now, but looking ahead, they have some challenges before the 30th.
Well, I mean, they do the same road thing Michigan does, Washington, Oregon.
Yeah.
I see. I think they're gonna stay where they're at right now with a loss. With no more losses than they have right now, which is what, 2?
2, correct.
Yeah.
1 in the conference and then the loss to Duke. Rico, how do you see this conference race? Now you have Purdue and Nebraska. Nebraska, the longest winning streak in the country. And then you have a group behind.
Right.
How's it going to play out? Who are the top 3 teams going to be?
Oh, top 3. You narrowed it down. I had it at 4, Jack.
Yeah.
But you made me say 3. I think in the end, you're going to probably see, I think Nebraska keeps this thing rolling. I think Purdue loves the fact that nobody is talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
And I still like Michigan State. So if I have to say 3, I'll say those 3. But Michigan is right there on the cusp.
Wow. I still like Michigan to be right there. And, Purdue gets a break, guys, with the schedule. They only have to play 3 games against the other teams. Michigan State have to play 4. And Purdue gets the Wolverines and the Spartans in West Lafayette.
I think Michigan will get Nebraska in Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
I'm going to make
But
that.
here's the thing, Tom. You have to take Nebraska seriously, and I don't think people do until it's like 10 minutes left in the game, and it's like, wait, we're behind Nebraska? The Cornhuskers? Really? Yeah.
Tom, the list of unbeaten men's teams now has shrunk to 5.
Yeah.
And when you look at that list, Vanderbilt, unbeaten in men's and women's basketball.
Right.
Iowa State, they won in West Lafayette by 23 points.
Mm-hmm.
You see Connecticut there, Nebraska, and maybe the team that could be unbeaten the longest, Miami of Ohio.
Yeah, but I mean, Arizona is really good. I mean, they beat TCU is a decent team. Michigan skanked by them, and they beat them pretty handily in Fort Worth. Arizona is the best team right now in the country.
Yeah.
Okay.